Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome back to all the Arsenal fans, all the soccer fans, football fans around the world. This is Arsenal Fan TV America coming back to you here from the Pacific Northwest, USA. Of course, we still, as you know, Arsenal fans, I don't have to tell you, we are riding that roller coaster still. Sometimes we're up all the way to winning the Premier League, to having a possibility to winning big trophies. And then all of a sudden, we just slide. But, you know, you have to look at the pattern here. I understand that a lot of people would say, this is a process that we're learning through. I understand. You learn from your mistakes and you don't repeat them again. But if we're repeating the same mistakes and expecting different results or forcing the same exact way that didn't take us anywhere or, failed us before, and we still going the same way in the same direction, I don't think results will come. So it's now became something you can expect. I expected in the beginning of this season, you can go back and watch these episodes we talked about, that we're not going to win any trophies, especially Premier League, with Mikel Arteta. You could argue a Champions League before, of course, we know now who we're going to face in the Champions League. You could have argued that, hey, we can go all the way to the semifinal or the final. Even if we get out of, Champions League final, still an honor. But it's still trophyless, right? So, right now, as for example, for me as a fan, right? Do I go out and say, okay, listen, we're done? There's no hope. What hope are you talking about? Are you looking over there? There's hope? Or over here? I can't see it. Because 26 games Arsenal played, 27 games Liverpool played, and now 64 points for Liverpool versus 53 points for Arsenal. Now, that's 11 points. There is no way you're going to make up 11 points. I mean, if you're talking about a bottom tier football club, there's no way you can make 11 points. In how many games now? This is 26, 27 games, 38 games played, right? So you're talking about 11, 12 games, here left. It's pretty impossible, right? Liverpool will also beat us at Liverpool. We'll see that. We'll live to see it. We just can't continue to rely on Odegaard, on, Saka, on certain players, right? We have to rely on a team. If you want to win a Premier League, you have to rely on a team. Liverpool doesn't only just rely on Salah or Virgil van Dijk or whatever. No, it relies on the whole entire team. And that comes through the coach and the coaching model. And unfortunately, as an Arsenal fan, and many of us out there, we're stuck with one manager, and it seems like, we're stuck with that same guy. I don't know why. I'm not sure where, was he before reputation-wise for us to hang on. Like, for example, if we go get Zinedine Zidane, and he's been there for 5 years, right? That's the scenario. But he didn't win anything, right? Would we be really towards him staying and giving him 5 more years or whatever? Or would you lean towards saying, okay, well, Zidane, hey, you won the Champions League 3 times in a row in 4 years. No other manager has done it. And you won the La Liga on top of that in the same, 3 years. So what he's done or what you did before was amazing. Now we give you 5 years in Arsenal and you didn't do anything. You got to get out. I'm not seeing this formula. Mikel Arteta is staying at Arsenal for some weird reason. The guy, the way he talks to, in press conferences, and it's like a different person every time saying the same thing, trying to legitimize an idea that doesn't exist. He says there's still mathematically hope and we go after it and all that. It's like someone did that, put us in that place, and now here's Mikel Arteta who's going to save us. That's how he speaks like. No, you're a big part of us being in that place from the get-go. First, we complained about the players he had, and he didn't have enough players, and he didn't have good players, and 800 million pounds or dollars, I lost track now, later, we're still saying that he needs more players. So, do we give this guy another $1 billion? And who is he going to attract? He's a manager with no reputation, right? So, those players that go to Arsenal now are signed for Arsenal. They don't sign for him. They sign for the club, for Arsenal Football Club, right? He doesn't attract great players. He just doesn't. He attracts mediocre players that, so we say, oh, they're, the best out there in the market. I mean, if you go get a player like Raheem Sterling, right, as a manager now, what would you think of yourself? I mean, I don't know how to put it in words. He did that before with Willian and David Luiz, let me remind you, and all these, players that were done with their career, and he just bring them to Arsenal, puts them on the payroll. They produce nothing. Nothing. And we see, the loss we've had against West Ham. You have players like Raheem Sterling that produces nothing, even takes a free kick, couldn't even get it on top of the wall or pass it somewhere where it could be useful. I see now Arsenal as a team that's wasting, lots of opportunities, especially opportunities to win Premier League and opportunities to be the team the fan wants them to be. And I see in my eyes that it's crucial now to change a manager, because if you don't change the manager, this will keep happening. He's not going to win anything. He doesn't have any reputation. He doesn't come from somewhere that we could say, okay, he's done that before, he's going to do it again. No, he's going through a learning curve in Arsenal. That's not a club that you learn. You got to go somewhere else, manage it. Any football team, I mean, even a Sunday league team, you have to be that manager first and then go to Premier League. But him going to Premier League, I don't know. And I don't think the owners care. So, reality and the truth, you're stuck. Yes, we are, as Arsenal fans, stuck with Mikel Arteta, unfortunately. And there is a lot of fans out there that's so delusional, so in love with someone that really never brought anything to the club. It's almost they defend him just to go against other fans that say, get him out. But it's even the fans that stuck with him for year 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and this year are saying, get him out. Those fans that are still in love with Mikel Arteta, please do us all a favor. Take him somewhere else. Go support somebody else. I have the right to say that, an Arsenal fan. Every fan out there has the right to say what they feel. I really don't care about the people out there supporting him. All this media stuff. Even the true Arsenal fans, that, the YouTubers like myself, like Troobs, right? Troobs is, he has a very successful YouTube show forever talking about Arsenal. And he came out and said the same thing we're saying. And now all these fans are against him, saying, oh, you don't know anything about anything. You're not talking based on facts. Let me just, number one, he has the right to express his feelings. Number two, he is right about everything he says, believe it or not. Of course, not everything. Not everybody's right about everything. But he's right about everything he says about the manager and about us needing to change, the routine. And also about the owners not really caring. Because if you're an owner of a club and the club is doing this, what Arsenal is doing right now, fumbling in Premier League 3 years in a row. I mean, you don't need any other reasons to sack a manager. The first year, when we were up there and we could have won the league, and he fumbles it at the end, solely based on his decisions, not on injuries or anything, only on the way he plays and the selections of players. Then first year or 3 years ago, we fumbled, right? That's the year you sack him. No, we said let's give him another chance because of all the money he spent. Listen, as an owner, I spend all this money, investments in this manager, so you have to stick with it for a couple of years, no problems. You leave him another year. But what happens in the next year? It's the same old story. Same old Mikel Arteta. Same old Arsenal. Same old story. Right now, I can't even go on and watch games. As an Arsenal fan, it's disgusting. I really never before Mikel Arteta, never in my entire life, never 30 some odd years supporting this club, that I would shut the TV or leave a game in the middle of it, no matter what. I watch Arsenal games the whole game. And I love to watch, this badge and the players. I love to watch Arsenal games. But now I can't even go through the game because it really physically and mentally, it hurts you. You're just watching and hurting. And it's all because of one person, unfortunately. And I don't know why, the club, again, this is my main issue? Why is the club really that attached to that person? He is no history. He was not the greatest player at Arsenal. If it's Thierry Henry, I'd give him 10 years. If it's Dennis Bergkamp, I'd give him 10 years, not just 5. But wake up, people. That's not the right guy. Stop supporting the wrong person and start supporting your club and vote him out, because he is a nightmare. And I can't tell you enough, from a fan perspective or a coaching perspective or a human perspective or whatever perspective, this guy is just no good, unfortunately. So hopefully he's out soon, and hopefully we start getting our good old Arsenal back. The Arsenal that has heart, the Arsenal that you see play really beautiful football. Not this Arsenal that's going sideways, with players that are forced on us, where players that are not worth nothing but collects hundreds of thousands of pounds every single week. I mean, come on. When are we going to wake up? In front of Nottingham Forest next game, where we're going to lose again? Probably, because that's a great team. Hey, we'll see. And then at that time, they'll tell you, oh, we have a lot of injuries. Oh, we didn't spend enough money. Oh, they didn't give him enough money, the owners. It's like you have a spoiled kid, and you're telling the parents to give more money and give more money and give more money. And what happened? That kid keeps getting spoiled, doesn't learn nothing, right? Mikel Arteta's been in Arsenal 5 years, doing the same mistakes for 5 years, hasn't learned nothing, plays the same exact way all the time. And some delusional people and fans just promote that mediocrity or mediocre of a manager, mediocrity of play somehow, and wanted to force it on us. No, I say no. That's why I have this show, to say no and to say what I'm entitled to say, which is my opinion as an Arsenal fan. Hopefully, again, I'm against him, but not against Arsenal. Hopefully next week it's a better week for us, and we come back and we beat Nottingham Forest. But even if we do so, where do we go from there? We are facing another dilemma, but at least we gave it away earlier this year. That's the only thing he did differently this year, leading this team. Mikel Arteta, instead of fumbling at the end, he fumbled it now. And what I mean by fumbling it, if you go lose to West Ham versus the team you're competing that goes and beats Manchester City, the champions, for last year, that's good enough of a statement, right? That's Premier League. Champions League, we got lucky again. He got lucky. We got chosen to play, or the team that we're going to play next, PSV Eindhoven. With all due respect to PSV, not the strongest of teams out there. Matter of fact, maybe one of the weakest teams when it comes to, the round of 16 and the 16 teams that play for the Champions League. However, they can still surprise you. So we'll see what happens. But PSV Eindhoven is not my worry. Why? Because once we're done playing them, let's just say we win, right? Who you meeting next is the winner of Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Good luck. Both teams are 100% better than us. I expect Real Madrid, of course, to pass Atletico and get there. They always do it. So if we play Real Madrid, you'll see the real Arsenal in front of a real team. And that sideways passing and moving and stuff like that, that wouldn't work in front of Real Madrid. They have serious players that play serious, direct football. They go at you, at your goal, not sideways at your fans. Yeah? So we'll see what happens next. Yes, I am being a little bit negative, but I'm just not seeing enough positivity out there from Arsenal right now to talk about from the whole team. I'm not going to go and blame, Martin Odegaard or blame other players or name players. It's not my thing, because players, look, Martin Odegaard can be great today in this game, but not as great next game. We're human beings, right? So these players can from here to there. But a manager has to see that, has to predict that, has to cover that, has to come up with ways to, offset that, so we can go about the right thing and win the right games when we need to win the right games, and not blame it on anything else whatsoever. It's been a tough, it's been tough. It's been a tough game. It's been a tough week for Arsenal fans. But hey, where we go from there, hopefully, is that way. we'll see what happens next. Nottingham Forest is next. Hopefully we get a win. Hopefully we come back to you here with a win. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that like and share button if you love the episode. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you the next episode. Bye now.